Greetings, Android users. This is Reverend Kyle, your Minister of Mobile Devices, and today in the mail I received my HP Slate 7 Android tablet. It was touted as being available by the end of April, and it is the last day of April, and I received my tablet. So let's take a look at it here. This is the box that it came in. Very similar to the box that the HP touchpad came in, so I was kind of excited to see that they didn't skimp on that. Let's take a look at what is inside here. Now, I have already opened this and taken a look at it, but I'll kind of put it back together here for you to see. So here is the tablet itself in this little cardboard carriage, and it's wrapped in, well, it's in a pouch, rather, a very thick, densely woven pouch, and inside is the actual tablet, and it does have a screen protector. Again, I've already taken this off and put it back on for demonstration purposes. So here is the screen protector. Let's get that off of there, and there's the tablet. Okay, nifty. And we'll come back and take a look at that in a moment. Let's take a look and see what else is in the box along with the tablet. So we'll take out this tray and another cardboard tray, and inside is our quick start guide, and I'm sure that there's some information in there of some value to somebody somewhere. And let's see what else we have. So it looks like there's a little box in here with some accessories, and if we look inside, you've got your typical USB connection cable for charging and connecting to the computer, and then you've got a looks like your adapter, so you've got the spot for your USB, and then it doesn't actually have a plug, so I'm in the US, so they sent me the US plug that'll slide on there, and I've got my charger. So now that we've got that out of the way, we can take a closer look at the tablet itself. So the tablet itself feels like all of your other 7-inch tablets. It doesn't really have anything spectacular to it. It feels very boxy, actually. It's significantly thicker. And I'll show you some comparisons here. I've got my Nexus 7 hanging out so that we can take a look at it as well. You've got your volume up and down. These buttons stick out, and we'll come back to that. The buttons stick out rather far, actually. The power button as well, up at the top. It sticks out pretty far, so it's not as flush. They're very squared off. Looks like we've got a micro SD slot and headphones, and again, Beats audio, so that's where you take advantage of that. Common misconception with the Beats audio is that that it really makes a difference with the speakers down here, and that's where the speakers are on the bottom, but it's coming from the headphones. That's where the Beats audio really take effect, and then you've got your micro USB slot there. The bezel itself, again, we'll compare it to the Nexus 7 here a little bit, but it seems to be of adequate size. I'll go ahead and well, there's the camera as well. There's a front camera and a back camera, and then the cute little HP logo, which feels actually to be of the highest quality as opposed to the plastic back. And it's not, it's not rubberized or anything. It's plastic. I guess there's a little bit of a texture to it, but not a whole lot. I have to say, physically, on first impressions of this tablet and the way it feels, nothing special really. It's very plasticky. The glass itself is, and I don't know, if this is supposed to be Gorilla Glass. I seriously doubt it is. It almost feels like it's got a coating on it, where it's almost, you can hear it's very rubbery almost. It seems to be picking up quite a bit of grease off my hands. I don't know if the video will do it justice or not, but I have noticed some waviness along the sides here, where this part right here, this metallic, it's plastic, but metallic looking piece is almost not connected correctly. And again, there seems to be a separation, and I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in. Actually, yeah, if you look closely, you can see inside where the glass and the actual plastic on the side separated. I mean, it's not flush. On the HP touchpad, there's a piece of rubber in between these two pieces, and here I can get my fingernail in there and separate it even further. The bubbling, and I really don't know if if you can see it but there's like bubbling where it's not even. It's not where it connects. It's very cheaply put together, in my opinion. Not exactly thrilled with the build quality of this device. Let's zoom out here. So let's compare this to the Nexus 7. I do have the Nexus 7 here. I'm trying to be fair here and give a good quality review. If you look at the screen, I mean, you can see how the screen is reflecting the light in the room, and I'm even trying to give it a fair shot here. There is something very, very different with the screen. It almost has like a crystalline surface, something covering the screen, and I realize it's a lower resolution, and I realize that it is a cheaper device, but not by much. I'm not really understanding the difference here, and let's just go ahead and do it. Let's just turn them both on, and so, man, it's like night and day the way they feel too. They're both relatively bright, and I realize I'm not showing the same thing on both of them. I did notice that the Slate does not have automatic dimming, so it's the brightness control, and we'll look at the controls a little bit later here, but the controls themselves are not automatic. I do want to show the difference in, let me zoom in a bit here. I do want to show, in terms of width, it's actually a little bit narrower than the Nexus 7, just a tiny bit thicker, and in terms of length, it's a little shorter, so it's a little squattier, a little thicker, it's husky. Let's just call it husky. So, okay, Google now. We don't need you right now. Okay, so, and again, the screen, I just don't know what to say about it. Let's take a look deeper into the screen itself. I was playing around with it and trying to get an understanding of what was going on here with the screen, and I really couldn't figure out what it was. It's like I said, it's thick. It's rubbery, almost plastic. If I go into settings, and I guess we can take a look at a few things here. Oh, and this was another thing too. It flickers. And again, I don't know if I got a bad one or what, but it flickers terribly on certain screens. And I tried to get rid of the moire on the, but I don't know if you can see the flickering here. This is not something I've seen in other tablets. And it only flickers, it seems it only flickers when it's like grayscale or halftones or something of that nature, and I'm hoping that this shows up in the video. I don't know if it does or not. Well, let's look at the software. It's 4.1.1, so your early stage Jelly Bean. Let's see here. I was telling you about the display. So you go into display and the brightness, and there's no auto control, so you can control it manually, and that's about it. And let's see here. I also found it odd that it came right into developer options right away. Again, I know that that's something, I guess I should remember that that's something that came with 4.2, so it wasn't hidden just yet. I did not go to see if, let me just, oh, there we go. So he does work. So they're in there still. Okay. Let's see. In terms of software, I didn't notice a whole lot of bloatware. You know, HP ePrint, and I have an HP wireless printer, so I'll play with that some other time. I was looking at was using this to kind of give an example of what it did with the different colors and whatnot. And let me just cycle through. It was just some of these colors. It looks, and I doubt that it's going to pick up correctly on the camera, but man, it just did not do a good job with some of the. It almost looked like there was like a glaze over top of the whole thing, and I kept wiping it off, thinking, you know, there was grease on it or something, but I couldn't figure out what was going on. I did load the Antutu benchmark. The benchmark was 1100, 625, and you know, we can see in terms of ranking. Kind of sat in a weird spot. What I want to do is I want to actually let's see here, go to the chart, and you can actually compare. I'm just going to compare the Nexus 7. So in terms of scores, you know, Nexus 7 is killing it, except for two areas which I found weird, which were I think it was like 2D and 3D, yeah, 3D graphics and 2D graphics. But look at the resolution. It's 600 by 976 versus the 1280 by 800, which you have on the Nexus 7. So it may be easier to achieve those scores on a smaller screen. You know, this thing's retailing for $170. You know, plus shipping, or if you go and you buy in the store or whatever. Honestly, I have seen some of the cheaper Kobe tablets, and then you know, the stuff you buy at Walgreens and at the toy stores and stuff, that have been of better build quality than this device. You know, had this been a $99 tablet, you got a winner. It's cheap. Give it to the kids. You know, let the kids go and play around with it, and you know, if they break it, you're only at $100. But this is just, I'm really kind of disappointed in this tablet. You know, so it's YouTube HD. The audio's good. You know, I do have to give them props for that. The audio is decent. And I did plug in a set of headphones, and yeah, it did. You know, I went and did Google Music, which came pre-installed. It did all right. But man, I just can't imagine spending. You've got the Kindle Fire HD at this price range. You've got the Nexus 7 close to this price range. HP, I really don't understand. The build quality in this thing is subpar. You put your name basically on a generic tablet. That's what you did. Is you put your name and logo. This camera back here, 3 megapixels, is decent. I tried to do Skype with this thing, and it was horrible. I mean, even I would put it on par with the HP TouchPad's front screen camera, which is, everybody knows, is terrible. So they might have just used what leftover parts they had from making the touchpads and threw it into this little box. This thing's going in my kid's toy box, basically. That's what's going to end up happening. But luckily, I was able to take care of this and take a look at this for you, as opposed to you going out and wasting your money on it. So stick with the Nexus 7 or the Amazon Kindle Fire HD. Heck, even the Amazon Kindle Fire, just old school. You know, the Generation 2 would be a better tablet than this. So that's my opinion on the HP Slate 7 tablet. This has been Reverend Kyle. Hope this helps.